This past weekend, founders were given $340,000 at the Arbitrum NYC Founder House for building agentic finance with Arbitrum and Robinhood. In this video, we'll cover what happened, who won, and the mentorship program that'll follow all of this. And luckily for you, I was there on the ground documenting everything. So without further ado, let's jump into it. So as a quick overview, Arbitrum Open House is an international multi-phase builder program designed to help founders go from idea to product while working with mentors, developing your own team, and winning prizes, all while making a name for yourself within the Arbitrum ecosystem as it grows to be the biggest platform within crypto. Each location combines an online build-a-thon, an in-person founder house, as well as a mentorship program where you'll be able to work side by side with ecosystem leaders. This past weekend, the in-person founder house for New York City happened, and it was honestly electric. The venue was well overbooked, and the teams were heads down, building mostly within the area of agentic finance. And of course, we'll touch on what that means in a minute. Teams had the ability to consult with the ecosystem leaders and hear talks from the likes of Robinhood, the Ethereum Foundation, Layer Zero, and Uniswap, just to name a few. And like I mentioned earlier, I documented most of what happened at the Founder House on Instagram, so make sure you give us a follow over there. So with 55 submissions, who actually won? So starting with the top 3 Founder House teams, you have EqualFi at 3rd place winning $20,000, which is a permissionless index token primitive built into their own protocol. It lets anyone create fully backed basket tokens that represent fixed bundles of underlying assets, probably as well as stock tokens. You have Latest at number 2, winning $40,000, which is a prediction market protocol designed to correctly price complex multi-event bets by detecting correlations between outcomes using AI and advanced probability models. It protects liquidity providers with automated risk checks and vault-based liquidity while issuing on-chain certificates and NFTs for every position. And then of course at number 1, you have Custodia winning $60K, which is an escrow type payment platform that allows users to create payment agreements to prevent fraud in marketplace purchases, such as the automobile industry, real estate industry, as well as services or anything else that this could be applied to. And in addition to the above teams, there's also $70,000 in grants that have been parked by the Arbitrum Foundation for milestone-based grants to be allocated on a case-by-case basis, which were not given out at the Founder House, but will be at a later date. And just with those teams alone, you can kind of see where I'm getting at when I'm saying agentic finance was the main theme of the actual Founder House. But as we get into the winners for the Robinhood track, you'll definitely see what I'm talking about even more so. So Robinhood was giving out 2 prizes. One was the Innovation Award, and one was the Founder in Residence Seed Funding Award. The Innovation Award goes to Bond.Credit, which is a protocol that aggregates the best performing agents, allowing for capital efficient allocation against standardized underwriting. And they mentioned that if agents are the new high frequency traders, then they found their prime broker as Bond.Credit. They also list the different kind of primitives that they plan on building into their project, such as the Agentic Credit Engine, which allows for the ability to aggregate and score agents. They have the Agentic Credit Vault, which allows for open credit lines for agents. And then, of course, Agentic Money as the last layer. Now, coming in at number 1 for the Robinhood track, you have Tilt Protocol. And their pitch essentially is that you can replace legacy prime brokers with smart contracts. You can replace execution rails for AI native hedge funds, quantitative developers, and emerging managers to instantly launch on-chain asset management vaults. And they mentioned here, by connecting to their API, Claude MCP, or an even native OpenClaw skill, creators can plug into their algorithmic trading logic while their protocol handles frictionless capital formation. Now, this one I thought was actually very interesting. You can kind of create your own kind of hedge fund strategies. And I think the cool things here is that Robinhood was really looking for people to experiment with their stock tokens that they have currently on testnet. If you haven't seen my video on Robinhood testnet, go ahead and check that out right now. But a lot of the teams ended up doing this, especially Tilt Protocol. But I do know that Robinhood does want these stock tokens, obviously when the chain is live, to actually have proper integration within DeFi, especially as it relates to more sophisticated financial primitives like these. We all know swaps will be there. We all know lending and borrowing apps will be there. But I think the more intricate kind of traditional finance for native primitives is what they're looking for. But of course, on-chain. Some honorable mentions I want to include that didn't necessarily win a prize, but did end up placing top 10 is Hopscotch.trade, GridPay, Pledge, Jarvis, and of course, Chaincraft. So what's next? Well, the Arbitrum Mentorship Program was just announced and it starts on April 13th with already over 260 applicants and signups ending April 7th. It's a great way to pitch your project to top VCs like Pantera, Lightspeed, IOSG, and Tandem by Offchain Labs with over $100,000 in rewards for the top teams. And of course, to end things off, I want to give a huge shout out to all the sponsors that made Arbitrum NYC Founder House possible, including Robinhood, Phoenix, Layer Zero, Alchemy, Dune, GMX, Open Zeppelin, and ZeroDev. And of course, a huge thanks to Ethereum Foundation, Uniswap Labs, and Entropy for showing face and helping with the mentorship. It was a great 2 to 3 days of talks, collaborating, just talking with builders in the New York City area. The crypto market has been a little bit weird recently, obviously with all the crazy market movement. So it was very nice to be able to kind of meet in person, hack, build, and really just figure out what people want to see next, especially as it pertains to the giants like the Robinhoods, like the Ethereum Foundations, like the Arbitrums of the world, working with teams that are just trying to build the next generation of finance. I'll see you guys on the next one. And maybe I'll see you at the next Founder House. Peace out.